Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I wanted a few minutes of your very valuable and very precious time to talk to you about miracles and what they really are based upon the words, the definition of the words. So we say that we want a miracle, and a miracle is the impossible being made possible. Then we say that there is nothing impossible with God. How can the two exist? So if there is nothing impossible, is there really a such thing as a miracle? What my understanding of a miracle is, given to me by Reverend Willie Wilson at Union Temple Baptist Church back in the early 90s, is a miracle is just a tool to jumpstart your faith, because there is nothing impossible. Oftentimes we'll say, well, that's impossible, and we name all of these things that seemingly we think are impossible, but really we say that because our ego just can't figure out how to make it possible. So we take the easy way out and just say it's impossible because we can't figure out how to do it. We are the same people who decide for all 8 billion people on the planet what they should believe and what they shouldn't believe, and the standard for everybody. All of it really is subject to interpretation from the person and doing the interpreting. But using the definitions of the words that we have collectively decided, that's what that is. So like you're looking now, and that's a tree right there, if you can see it. That's a tree. We've collectively decided that that is a tree. So if I were to start to say to you, that's not a tree, that's a chair. Well, I could decide it's a chair for me, but when I talk to people and I'm saying, girl, I'm gonna go sit under the chair and just meditate, they're putting in their mind a tree, and so I'm not communicating effectively because I'm using the wrong definition that we've decided that the word means. Perhaps that's what's going on in the spirit world, where we're asking for a miracle, but the spirit world is like, what the fuck is a miracle? Because everything is possible. Perhaps we could change it to saying, I need my faith jump started. I've been disappointed so much. I need this to happen. So I need you to take it from it's not happening to it's happening, and make that what it is. Because by definition, a miracle isn't even real. Because by definition, a miracle is the impossible being made possible, yet we turn right around and say that there is nothing impossible with God, which I do believe. And I'll take it a step further and say that that God that there's nothing impossible with is me and you and us. Because the same scriptures that say there's nothing impossible with God say that ye are all gods, children of the Most High God, but you die like men because you don't believe. Deep enough for me, and I don't ever think that I get to tell you how to access your God and your power. What I'm just saying is, if you decide that the power is in you, connected to the biggest power, aren't you then able to make all the seemingly impossible things possible? Perhaps it takes some work and some study. Perhaps you have to go to school to learn that thing that you want to do, that you know is in your mind, the idea to do it. So you may need to go to school so you can learn how to do it, and then do it the best that you can do it. I personally think it's arrogant to think that nobody can do something as good as I can do it, or as best. I think it maybe is best. What I think it is, what I believe is they can't do it like I would do it because they're not me. But it doesn't make theirs as valuable. And for me, there are 8 billion people on the planet. Surely what I am doing can appeal or resonate with enough people that I can earn a magnificent living. I think we all can. Money is a means of exchange. That's how we buy things, so we need it. I don't subscribe to that money is the root of all evil. I don't believe that. I believe that the root of all evil is you just want to do something that's not productive for the whole. So if you have a lot of money, you have more access to doing it. But the money itself isn't evil. Just like guns don't kill people, people who pull the trigger on the gun kill people. So to blame the gun Now I do think we need stricter gun laws. I don't even think we need guns, personally. I don't understand the purpose of needing so many damn guns, especially if we learn to live in peace and let people live their lives in peace and stop trying to convince people that they have to come our way because the God that we subscribe to say this is it and you can't have any other God. I don't believe that. One of the reasons why I shed religion is because all religions, every last one of them, act as if their way is the only way. And I don't believe that. I believe there are many paths to the divine, and whatever name you call, and whatever one resonates with you and feels right for you. And it may not feel right forever. It may change. I think that's okay. But that's just me. I just wanted to talk about perhaps taking a different perspective on these miracles that we are waiting for. And maybe that's why they're not happening for us, because truly there's no such thing as that. But it can be something that you need to jumpstart your faith because you've had some knockdowns and it seems like life is just picking on you and having a ball laughing at you when you keep falling down face first in the mud. But that's not what's happening. Oftentimes what's happening is we're not preparing ourselves for the things we say we want. We're trying to cut corners. We're not honest. And then when it doesn't work out, we're mad at the universe or saying that the God of our understanding is picking on us, or we like to say we're being punished. But all of the scriptures talk about this amazingly loving God. Punish is also a word. When we look at the definition of words, punish, I don't think God punishes us. That's just my personal thing. I think we get the consequences of the deeds that we've done. The consequence of stealing could mean you go to jail because the laws say don't steal. So I don't think you're being punished. I think you're taking the consequence. If you're married and you step outside of your marriage, you've committed adultery. What could happen is the consequence of that adultery is you lose that amazing marriage that you had because you didn't know how to deal with the demons that had you to go that route. Anything anybody does and it comes in your life, if you don't take it personal, it becomes mute. It's all in how we react to things, not the thing that happens. And I'm in no way saying that things don't devastate me, because they do. But what I'm finding is when I look into it and say, why did this come through me? It gives me a better perspective, and I'm not as angry as I would be if I decided to put it all on the other person. And nor am I saying that you deserve to be this or that, but perhaps it's a consequence of something you didn't do. Maybe we could look at that. It's all in the words and understanding the definition of words and then using them for what they mean. I'm really big on not saying things when something is very funny, like I'm dead, cancel, delete, because I'm not dead. It's very funny. And so I'd rather say that, because what if just in that time that I'm saying that first thing, the universe is granting wishes right at that moment, and I didn't say that? Perhaps then that happens. I'm not saying that that's a reality, but for me, I just try not to use words like that. And lucky for me and my tribe sisters, when I do slip up and say something, like the other day, I said, I just don't have the willpower to eat properly. And one of my tribe sisters pointed right, I know you didn't just say that, miss, words got power. And she was absolutely right. But what it is when it comes to food, I have to work on my connection with food enough so that I can stop making it so detrimental. And then if I really wanted to weigh the weight I say I wanted to weigh, then I have to believe I can do it and put forth the effort. So, but the consequence of it is not me being punished by God. It's me having the consequences of my actions of eating foods that I know don't serve my body. So if I get sick, I can't say, oh Lord, take this. If I'm eating or smoking or drinking, and then let's say I smoked for 10 years and then I get cancer, then I want to say, oh the Lord, I need a miracle to get this cancer out of me. Well, I didn't need to smoke. Now I know that things happen in people's lives and they find vices, but then accept the consequence. The consequence of smoking is more than likely cancer. The consequence of cancer could be death. So instead of saying you're being punished, or that the Lord needed you up in heaven because he needed some angels, which is just foolish to me, that this God of everything needs to snatch me from somebody that loves me so that he can have an angel. I know we say those things because it makes us feel better, and I'm not making fun of anybody. Forgive me if that came across like that. I'm just learning to look at life for what it is and walk in it with my head held high, knowing that I'm not only a spectacular being, I have a lot of work to do here. Now I have a lot of work to go teach this yoga class, and I've taken up 10 minutes of your very valuable and precious time. And if you listen this far, I'm not joking when I say I appreciate you, because I believe that this is a gift that I have, that I can talk and that I can help people, because I could help. This morning, it was really, I'm going to say this last thing, it was really nice this morning. I have 2 tribe sisters who we work out things with one another. And many times I've needed them, and in the past 3 days they've needed me, and I'm grateful of how I've shown up. And I got a text message within 10 minutes of the other, thank you, I feel 100% better, I feel so much better. It makes me feel so much better. Don't forget that today, 8/8/19, Lionsgate open portal. Actually, you won't be hearing this until tomorrow, but it's still open until the 12th. So you have a lot of time to utilize that energy, the highest energy. Google it, meditate. Let's show up and do the best we can with all we have. Thank you for your time. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.